Hi, welcome back to the garden. Today is Friday, September 30th. Today we're going to look at amaranth. We've got a bunch of flowers over here. I planted these a little later, and we got a bunch of little ones coming on. I don't think we're quite ready to harvest those, but the ones we harvested the other day, they're good and dry. Amaranth is a very versatile food. You can eat the seeds, you can eat the flowers, you can eat the leaves. It works really well for animal fodder. Grows really well. You don't have to do much tending. And I have had people say this is going to come up everywhere. I'm like, I hope so. If you look right here, we got amaranth coming up. This amaranth came up all by itself and I haven't put a drop of water on it. Let's go ahead and process these. Now there are several varieties of amaranth. This particular variety happens to be a red one. Now all we're really going to do to begin with is we're going to pull the flowers off, let those fall, get these stems out of here. So I'm just going to break these flowers off. Some of them look a little drier than others, but they all feel really dry. We're going to process this whole thing. Now if you get some of the sticks in there, that's fine. I'll show you how we're going to winnow that away. Even if you get some crunched up leaves in there, that's fine. But we're going to try to get as much of the big out as we can. Makes processing it just a little easier. And then you just go ahead and kind of fluff it up and let the light stuff and let the small stuff go to the bottom. It brings all the bigger stuff up to the top. Now once you get a bunch of your sticks out of here and your oak leaf, then I like to bring in one of these yellow totes, which has holes in the bottom. And we can process that bigger stuff down just a little further. Rub that between your fingers. And shake it on in here. Our main purpose is just get the bigger stuff out for right now. Not going to get every little seed, and that's okay because I'll come back next year and give you a huge harvest. So if you lose a seed or two, don't worry about it. They will reseed and they'll grow into another plant. So you may want to do this in an area you don't mind to plant in. You might want to have gloves on. This is kind of stickery, but not too bad. And it's very therapeutic, actually, once you start rubbing these through your hands. Kind of like gold panning. Any kind of sieve that you have will work. You just move it back and forth, let that filter on down through. See, then you got all this bigger stuff. Toss that off. Now that I've got it broken up, I just make a pile in here. This will shake out pretty easy. Check this out. And at this point, if you still have a few seed heads, just go ahead and rub those out. Do what we did when we were getting the bigger pieces out. Kind of fluff it up and take that hay out of there. It's just a process. You just keep working it down. And at this point, most everything in here, unless there's a little seed head, is going to be mostly shells. So now you've taken care of a majority of the big stuff. Your seeds are going to be down in here. And this is where you wish you had a little bit of a breeze. And I'm going to run that through the sieve one more time, get any of the bigger stuff. And when we started it, the wind was blowing enough that I thought it was going to be a pretty decent way to break this out. But again, give it a little elevation. Let those seeds go through the holes. Let that fine stuff blow off. Okay, and then the process is you want to have a finishing bowl. But if you can see that bouncing around in there, that's the seeds that are left. And that's from one small handful. So I'm going to put quite a little bit in here and we're going to process that. I like using a round bowl with a flat bottom. When I blow air, I'm going to blow it right down the side right here. We're going to continue to move this, and that air is going to come around and push the hulls out this way. So then here's my technique for finishing. And if you see right here, that's all seed. That's coming clean right in the center there. So you take all these hulls, you put them back in here because you don't want to miss anything. These things do roll really easily. You got stuff like this with the plastic. With the plastic, you do get a little electrostatic charge, a little puff, and it's gone. So you got it down here in the front. See, it's coming clear right there. That's your seeds. That's what we want to. That's what we want to save. But if you see how easy they roll, at this point, I know I got a lot of seeds that I'm just putting back in here, but we'll get them next time. It's easier to do it that way. Then what we have, we've got a bunch of little black and white seeds in here. And you just take your finishing bowl, and those seeds are really good and clean. Let those roll off in there, and you've got clean amaranth. If you're patient and you work at it, you get a little line of seeds, just go ahead and work that. Get all the rest out back in your bucket. It's going to be a little process, but it's the easiest way I found to clean these. Just that fast, you got a nice little bit of amaranth. The thing about amaranth, you can eat every part of it, so if you get a little bit of the red hull in here, it ain't gonna hurt you. Now, I'm not gonna process all of this tonight, simply because it's getting dark and the mosquitoes are coming out. If you just wanted to make seed, that's a nice little patch. You can turn this into this without too much effort. And that's the process I use for amaranth. Last year, I had 1 or 2 seed heads. And look what I got this year out of that 1 or 2 seed heads. Next year, I may have to have a better way to clean this. And I want to thank you for coming by and help me clean some amaranth. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.